What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at building your chest. In particular, we're using pauses in your reps strategically to build your chest. We're going to look at 3 different exercises, all with slightly different resistance profiles, and we're going to use pauses to overload the muscle in different positions, different lengths. That might sound kind of jargony right now, but it's going to make a lot of sense real soon. Now, the first movement we're looking at is the standing cable fly. This is one of my favorites. So this is one of the few chest movements that overloads the pecs, the muscles we're training here, in the shortened position. The shortened position is whenever it's contracted, and that's whenever my hands are together here. So I'm placing my pause in this rep at the top of the movement. I'm going to hang out there for 2 seconds, and while I'm there, I'm squeezing the life out of my pecs. Come on, get that rep. Overloading the pecs in that shortened position. Got to take advantage of the movements that allow this type of profile, because you don't get this in a lot of other chest exercises like dumbbell or bench presses, dumbbell flies and things like that. So I'm really struggling through this, guys. I'm not really demoing here. I just grabbed some clips of my actual training today. So you can see 2-second pause and then controlling back into it. One thing worth noting is, even though on this movement I'm trying to overload the shortened position, I also add a pause in at the bottom, the stretch position of every single rep. That's to eliminate the stretch reflex. That's that kind of elastic, energetic response you get whenever you come down to the bottom of a rep and can launch right back into it. I want to eliminate that as much as possible. So I add a pause there to make it so I have to contract my way through it. All right, I supersetted those cable flies with some incline dumbbell presses. This one overloads more in the lengthened position, maybe mid-range position. Not a whole lot of resistance at the top. So what we're going to do is put our pause at the bottom here. Grab a 1-second pause at the bottom. And I was torched heading into this. This was pain. Yeah, 1-second pause at the bottom of this rep. Come on, get that rep, man. There we go. 1-second pause at the bottom, controlling into it. No point in hanging out at the top, guys. If you wanted to overload the top of this movement, you could add bands or do some, you could probably rig something up to overload the top. But a straight up dumbbell press, the top isn't overly loaded, so we're not worried about that too much. We're pausing at the bottom, hanging out where it hurts. All right, guys, on to the last movement. Last movement is the incline dumbbell fly. Now, if you want to talk about an exercise with a terrible resistance profile, it's this one. And what I mean is, there's no resistance at the top. In fact, there's no really resistance at the top, probably 25% of the range of motion. But that doesn't make it a useless exercise, because I want to use this to train the pecs in the lengthened position, and it does a great job of that. So that's where I'm putting my pause. No point in pausing up top, unless I'm trying to grab a break like I just did. No point in pausing up top. Come on, right back down. But once you get to the stretch position, hang out for 1 or 2 seconds. Overload those pecs in the stretch position. Now you got your bases covered. One thing I want to note, guys, though, this is really important. Anytime you're doing a movement that trains a muscle in the stretch position, always ease your way into it with controlled tempo and perfect form. All right, that's it for today, guys. Talk soon.